the rhythm. Bring the cowbells to me. Hands in the air to me. Like we don't care. Blaze up the rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm. How winding on time, Bay Street is mine. You see we rushing down the road. This second year carnival is here. We taking this party into beast mode. So tell the DJ turn up the bass. Me and my girls gonna mash up the place. So rum bum come on, the guts can drum. It's time for us to run down. On the front line to me. Boy lick the drums to me. Hands in the air, give me the rhythm. Come know you was over me. All through the night to me. Hands in the air, give me. Blaze up the rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm, bounce off the wall. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm, bounce the wall. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm, bounce off the wall. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm. All the girls them chuck up your waist, chuck up your waist. All the man come, wash me, wash me, wash me. Throw your hands up in the air, in the air, in the air. Watch the room keep. Blow the horns to me, turn up the lights for me. Hands in the air, give me the rhythm. Feel that rhythm, bring the cowbells to me. Feel that rhythm, hands in the air to me. Feel that rhythm, like we don't care. Blaze up the rhythm, feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm, bounce off the wall. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm, bounce off the wall. Feel that rhythm, the rhythm, the rhythm. Feel that rhythm. Feel that rhythm, bounce off the wall. Get out the reggae and the dance hall. Break and scrape, give me drunk and party people. This one is just for you.
I live for this. I live for this. I live for this. I live for this. I live for this.
Nifty LS. Oh. It's 3 a.m.
tonight as calls continue for the finance minister's resignation. Supporters rally behind him. This as transparency and accountability is promised from the Beaches and Parks Authority. And later, a bloody holiday weekend leaving 3 men dead. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janaea Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, questions, controversy, and political pressure colliding as a senior member of the Davis administration finding himself at the center of a growing storm. With the government now forced to defend itself, the opposition continues to demand accountability. The issue is raising new questions about who knew what and when. Our Jose Etienne takes it from here.
Opposition members walking into a boisterous and heckling Progressive Liberal Party crowd as supporters dismissed the Free National Movement's calls for St. Barnabas Member of Parliament Michael Halkitis to resign as Finance Minister. The cheers intensified as opposition leader Michael Pintard made his way through the crowd, even embracing a number of PLP supporters despite the overwhelming chants rejecting his party's demands. Nonetheless, the FNM's calls for Halkitis' resignation remains unchanged.
For him to then say he was merely a director when there are clear documents that show he was the president, show that he lied on his feet.
We find it astounding that this administration feels that he is a fit and proper person to run the exchequer, the finances of this country.
It comes as ongoing reporting surrounding the arrest of convicted drug trafficker Jonathan Eric Gardner, now in United States custody on drug-related charges, has shone a spotlight on Halkitis' past affiliation with Top Notch Builders Limited, a company linked to Gardner. Those calls continue to fall on deaf ears as Halkitis, who has brushed off the opposition's demands, retains the support of the government and the PLP's base.
I'm just grateful to have them. You know, I'm opening the debate on the budget communication this morning, and I think they just came to give them their support. I really appreciate it.
We stand with Michael Halkitis, and we'll continue to stand with Michael Halkitis, no matter what. He's a great MP. He's a great cabinet minister.
Halkitis addressed the controversy days ago during a press conference at the office of the Prime Minister. The finance minister said he joined the company in mid-2019 after being approached by an attorney and not Gardner. He also stated that the company ceased operations in April 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic and that he resigned from Top Notch Builders and all other directorships in 2021. But Pintard continues to cast doubt on Halkitis' explanation.
He came in as president of a company, following that gentleman being the president of the company. Surely you must know who preceded you.
Also under the microscope was West Grand Bahama Member of Parliament Kingsley Smith. The FNM is calling for him to vacate the seat he's held since 2023 as questions continue to swirl about the identity of Politician 1. Smith, however, was quickly surrounded by supporters and waved off reporters' questions.
Only one for West Grand Bahama.
And that's Kingsley Smith.
The questions stem from the charter flight that crash-landed on Election Day, leading to Gardner's capture. Further complicating the matter is the discovery of an envelope containing $30,000 and the name of a politician. Smith has rejected reports implicating him as Politician 1. However, questions remain about why a convicted drug trafficker was traveling with thousands of dollars on a plane allegedly chartered to assist voters in reaching their polling stations. Meanwhile, there is still no word on when Gardner will appear in U.S. court, though he has received a visit from Bahamian consular officials. Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
The political fallout spilling from the streets directly into the House of Assembly today as the East Grand Bahama MP, Kwesi Thompson, raised questions about Finance Minister Michael Halkitis and his fitness to continue serving in Parliament. The comments prompting an immediate response from Prime Minister Philip Davis, who rose on a point of order to defend his Finance Minister and call for the matter to be referred to the Privileges Committee, arguing that parliamentary rules may have been breached. Davis, who has entrusted Halkitis with the nation's finances through 2 consecutive terms in office, making it clear he has full confidence in the St. Barnabas MP's character, integrity, and ability to serve.
The exemption of VAT on food directly reduces prices at the checkout, putting immediate relief in the hands of Bahamian families. As prices go
We
down,
do apologize. We are awaiting those SOTs from the Prime Minister, Davis, who also took aim at the opposition's tactics, ridiculing the decision to raise the issue during the budget debate. The Prime Minister suggesting that members on the other side of the aisle were more interested in political theater than substantive debate, while urging parliamentarians to conduct themselves with greater decorum and honor during this new term of office.
the government has already taken steps to offset one of the largest cost drivers outside of labor for the retail food industry, and that is electricity. All businesses that sell food benefit from this approach, and new businesses are able to offset the VAT costs on electricity, significantly improving their operating environment. This creates what can only be described.
But that position did not sit well with the opposition leader, Michael Pintard, who stood on a point of order to refute those claims.
This is a clear example of abuse by the member for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador, and it is regrettable that the House has already made a decision on this matter. First of all, Madam Speaker, 24 in our view do not refer to members of this House, Madam Speaker, but persons who in their absence are unable to defend themselves. On a regular basis, all sides have discussions, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, all sides have comments to make with respect to decision.
Speaker Patricia DeVoe, however, setting the record straight for Pintard, making it clear she will not be ran over during this parliamentary term.
The Speaker has indicated, from my respect and for this chair, that I will send it to the Committee of Privilege that will be named as early as tomorrow, okay, in our next sitting. I have the names. I know where I'm going with this, okay? And also, once it would have been sent to the Committee of Privilege, you can start, you can do it midriff, you could do it tomorrow, you could do it next week, and every time you do it, I will stop you because as the Speaker, once I would have sent it to the Committee of Privilege, under the rules, no man or no woman in this Honorable Assembly can speak to it, okay? And that is that. We will now move on. I know my rules, and I can enforce them. Y'all ain't gonna batter and bang and carry on out of character this time, and I could talk to y'all. Even I know rookie no more. I was a big senior in this.
While joining in on the calls for Halkitis to resign, Free National Movement Member of Parliament Kwesi Thompson also revealing in the House of Assembly today that convicted drug trafficker Jonathan Eric Gardner is related to his wife's family. He stopped short of revealing exactly what that relationship was while denying that he benefited in any way from him. Gardner, one of the 11 people rescued from an election day plane crash. He was ultimately arrested by U.S. authorities, but the charges have not yet been revealed.
I nor my wife, nor anyone on my behalf has had business dealings, no financial relationship with him, received no campaign contributions, and have had no involvement in any company owned by, connected to, or associated with him. I make this disclosure voluntarily because I believe the Bahamian people deserve transparency from all of those who hold public office.
Meantime, Finance Minister Michael Halkitis defending the government's public-private partnership and procurement process during the budget debate today, noting that over $1 billion in contracts have been distributed during the last political term. Our Danielle Dean has the details in this report.
Growing concern and suggestions that the government's procurement process has been underhanded addressed today by Finance Minister Michael Halkitis during the commencement of the 2026-2027 budget debate. Between September 2021 to present, approximately 8,000 procurement opportunities have been awarded with a value of $1.39 billion, out of which $1.36 billion was distributed to Bahamian companies.
29 contracts, that is contracts valued above $2.5 million, totaling approximately $569 million were approved by Cabinet. 182 medium contracts valued between medium contracts are contracts valued between $400,000 and $2.5 million, totaling approximately $155 million were approved by the Procurement Board, and nearly 7,800 smaller contracts. Those are contracts under $400,000, totaling approximately $660 million approved at the ministry level.
Halkitis defended the distribution of contracts through a number of methods, including restricted tendering, direct tender awards, and allegedly the most commonly used, open bidding. He added these categories aren't new, but the government's level of transparency and oversight of them is. However, opposition leader Michael Pintard rebutted this account as misleading.
Contracts are no longer opaque or fragmented. They are captured, monitored, and open to scrutiny.
There are multiple government agencies and departments that have not disclosed as outlined by the procurement law. If the minister wishes to restate that there are some ministries that recently have begun to disclose, that would be a fairer statement, but it is not true, it is not accurate that government ministries and state-owned enterprises have been disclosing as required by law. It is not true.
The finance minister defended public-private partnerships with companies like the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies and the Cat Island Development Company, who the government owes some $140 million for already completed work, and partnerships with the Afrexim Bank, who has enabled roadwork on Eleuthera and Cat Island. The government's priority, he added, is ensuring the procurement and PPP processes are as transparent as possible and that personnel are trained to conduct processes fairly and accurately.
Over the past year, I can advise that 60 public servants from various government agencies have attained Level 2 certification from the internationally recognized Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply. A further 3 officers have completed the Level 4 diploma program within the past 15 months.
Halkitis claims public procurement has undergone significant transformation in recent years and that the government plans to continue in this direction. Danielle Zane, Eyewitness News.
On to news from the Crime Beat tonight. An international prophet is now wanted by Bahamian authorities in connection with an alleged human trafficking operation on Harbour Island. Eyewitness News understands that Raymond Aban, a West African national who has hosted several faith-based conferences on the island, is now being sought as a part of an ongoing investigation. Sources familiar with this matter allege that Aban had a female associate bring African nationals to the Bahamas to work at properties across Harbour Island. These same sources claim that the workers were paid as little as $30 a day, had their travel documents confiscated, and were also allegedly subjected to poor living conditions, including allegations of food deprivation. Eyewitness News further understands that the alleged scheme came to light after several workers reportedly sought employment elsewhere due to concerns about their treatment and compensation. One resident, speaking on the condition of anonymity, alleged that 2 workers required medical treatment at a local clinic after reportedly suffering from malnourishment. Sources say Aban does not reside full-time on Harbour Island, but frequently travels to and from the island in connection with religious conferences and events. Police describe him as a 41-year-old of dark brown complexion. He's a male of medium build, standing approximately 5 feet 7 inches tall. It's a story we are continuing to follow tonight. Meantime, reality continuing to settle in for 2 sets of families who lost their loved ones over what turned out to be a bloody holiday weekend. 2 murder victims said to be 2 young fathers of young children. Our Jose Etienne standing by live at the scene where one of those victims' life was snuffed away. Jose?
Well, Janea, things are pretty quiet here through Constitution Drive, but this calm stands in sharp contrast to the chaos that erupted here when gunshots rang out at this residence, leaving a 21-year-old father dead and 2 others injured. Now, just across the street sits longtime resident Altamis Richardson, who was at home when the brazen attack erupted around 1:45 p.m. yesterday. She says what's deeply disturbing is that it appears the suspects have been waiting around here for some time before carrying out the shooting.
My husband always want to know why cars got to be parked up along here. Why? And I always used to say, that's government road out there. Leave the people. Let them, let them park. Not knowing that the government, the gunman was out there sitting there parked just like what my husband didn't want.
Police say 2 gunmen armed with high-powered weapons opened fire on 3 men who were working on a motorbike outside that residence. Richardson said the sound of gunfire shattered the quiet of the community in an instant.
I heard not pow, pow, pow. I heard ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, like 100 of them.
The 2 surviving victims were taken to hospital by private vehicle. The 3rd victim, unofficially identified as Edward Major, also known as EJ, died at the scene.
When I went there, he was laying in his mother's dead. When we told her to do his chest, she said there was no reason, it was gone.
The aftermath was heartbreaking. The victim's mother could be seen at the scene, her clothing stained with blood as she grieved the loss of her son. She told me today that she held him in her arms and prayed over him in his final moments. She also spoke of the trauma left behind for her 9-year-old son, who witnessed his older brother's final moments. For Richardson, the loss is a personal one. She says she knew Edward for most of his life and remembers him as a respectful young man who grew up in the community.
I felt like it was one of my children. One of my children. He went to TG Global with my children, my grandchildren. I know him very well. I even know next month could be his birthday.
Now, Janelle, court records show that Major was being electronically monitored by police in relation to murder-related charges stemming from a deadly shooting last year. However, his mother insists that he was being wrongfully targeted by police. Nonetheless, a manhunt is underway for those responsible as investigators work to determine the motive behind this deadly shooting. For now, I'm Jose Etienne reporting live from Constitution Drive, sending it back to you, Janelle.
Thanks, Jose. Following the most recent homicide on Sunday afternoon, members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force attached to the Fort Charlotte Neighboring Communities Division conducted a walkabout led by Chief Superintendent Davy Pratt with responsibility for urban renewal. He expressed a concern over what he described as an apparent increase in criminal activity in the area, while also assuring residents that law enforcement are taking all of the necessary measures to ensure public safety. He's also noting tonight that community walkabouts often help police gather valuable information and assist in solving crimes.
This is a quiet area, very, very quiet area. And for one murder or for somebody to get killed, it is a concern to the police. We're going to hear from the residents. They're going to tell us what is happening. And they must understand that fighting crime is a team effort. We cannot do it alone. So we need the help of the general public. And I want to say to them, whatever a bit of information that you have, whether it's small or as the case may be, give it to the police. We do not want these persons to be taking matters into their own hands.
Well, with questions still lingering over millions of dollars spent during the last term, the new chairman of the Beaches and Parks Authority, they're promising a different approach. Tonight, he's laying out his vision for the agency's future and explaining how he intends to rebuild public confidence. Danielle Dean has the details tonight.
I'm taking the authority into the 21st century, Madam Speaker.
New Beaches and Parks Authority Executive Chairman and Nassau Village MP Jamal Strawn is promising to turn the page on how the agency operates, vowing greater transparency, accountability, and public oversight. The comments raising eyebrows inside Parliament, given that the position was previously held by his fellow PLP colleague and Mount Moriah MP Mikel Bonnaby. And with the question still swirling over more than $140 million spent by the authority during the last term, some are left wondering whether Strawn's call for a more open and accountable authority was an indirect critique of the agency's previous leadership.
The Bahamian people deserve to know that every dollar allocated to the authority is being used responsibly.
Strawn says under his chairmanship, there will be real measurable results within the authority. Every dollar spent will be accounted for. And in an effort to promote more transparency, the public will have complete access to the authority's expenditure and be able to keep the authority accountable to its duty to upkeep parks and beaches across the country.
We have already begun a comprehensive resources and operational audit at the authority. We are taking a hard and honest look at our real true staffing capacity and structure, our operational systems, our policies and procedures, and our reporting mechanisms, Madam Speaker.
Long Island MP Andre Rollins was quick to pick up on the political undertones, suggesting Strawn may not have realized the implication of his words, arguing that the presentation could be interpreted as an indictment of Bonnaby's tenure at the helm of the authority.
I don't believe he recognizes that in feeling himself, he's actually thrown his colleague, the Member of Parliament for Mount Moriah, under the bus and actually reversed on him. The point of what I make, Madam Speaker, is that here we are debating a significant borrowing of public funds. The member himself just acknowledged that it is important that beaches and parks be more transparent, as if to acknowledge a lack of transparency under the former administration.
Rollins maintaining that after more than $140 million in spending, the public deserves to see tangible results. During the exchange, the Mount Moriah MP could be seen responding from his seat before drawing attention after walking out of the chamber mid-speech. Strawn, however, rejected any suggestion that he was taking a shot at his parliamentary colleague. Instead, he insisted his remarks were about setting a new standard of accountability and building on the foundation already in place. Moving forward, he says the authority will focus on expanding surveillance at beaches and parks, deploying more lifeguards, improving maintenance, and accelerating beautification projects nationwide. He has also set a target of transforming at least 5 parks every quarter. Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
A manhunt now underway for the driver police say left the scene after a deadly traffic collision in Gregorytown, Eleuthera. Police say the body of an unidentified man was found along Queens Highway shortly after 5:30 Sunday. A concerned citizen alerted authorities of the man's body. Officers say the victim had injuries to his face and upper back, and a vehicle mudguard was found near his body. Medical personnel confirming he showed no signs of life. It was initially reported as a suspicious death, but investigators later determined that the man was killed in a traffic collision. Authorities are appealing to anyone with information on the driver or vehicle involved to contact police, the traffic division, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. On to some other news. The United States Coast Guard has wrapped up its mission in the Bahamas as a part of the ongoing investigation into the disappearance of Lynette Hooker. Hooker vanishing during a dinghy trip between Hopetown and Elbow Key back in April. During that operation, investigators deployed divers, drones, underwater search equipment, and cadaver dogs to examine new areas of interest. Authorities also transferred custody of the dinghy to the U.S. Coast Guard Investigative Service for further forensic analysis in the United States. The search effort was conducted with support from the Royal Bahamas Police Force and Defense Force and Broward County Sheriff's Office and their canine units. Meantime, police in Abaco are investigating a suspected arson that destroyed a trailer in the Seven Hills subdivision of North Abaco. It left a man without identification, documents, tools, clothing, and other personal belongings. Authorities say they received a report shortly before 11:30 Sunday morning that the 30-foot trailer was fully engulfed in flames near a group of apartments. Volunteer firefighters responded to that scene, but the blaze destroyed that structure. Police say information received during the investigation suggests that a blue Japanese vehicle with a rental license plate was seen in the area at the time of the fire. They're working now to identify that vehicle. and its occupants, a man who lived in the trailer telling police that the unit belonged to his former girlfriend, leaving him with estimated damages in the amount of $12,000. An investigation remains ongoing tonight. Meantime, nearly a month after the general election, Coalition of Independents leader Lincoln Baines says he still plans to challenge the Pinewood results in court, claiming that there were some irregularities in the voting process. However, Eyewitness News records show PLP candidate Miles Arota as the projected winner of the constituency with some 1,446 votes to Baines' 1,132.
That the ballots were counted, but they were showing both sides of the ballot. That's illegal. That should never happen. And so you can't be sitting in front of the politicians and or their agents, and you are showing how the person voted, and then you are showing their number that's attached to their counterfoil so that the person can make a note. And so that's illegal. And so these kinds of procedures put question to this. We also question the fact that the Pinewood ballot box was unsealed. The seal was broken after the advance poll, and before some of them were broken before the recount. And we also see that the international community, the observers, made note of the inconsistency of the sealing of these ballot boxes. And so these are things that's going to be challenged, not just for the win, but because we have to get our elections right.
Well, we've added another access point to make sure you're up to date with news. Follow the Eyewitness News WhatsApp channel, scan that QR code on your screen, or visit our social media pages for a direct link. While you're there, don't forget to follow Eyewitness News on Instagram and Facebook. But if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the Eye on News hotline 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas @gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, motorists, they're reacting to the steady increase in gas prices. We've got that story coming up. And later, some new recruits at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. But there's still a major shortage. We've got more on that right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
Hey, psst, it's me, Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper, Saturday, June 20th at Atlantis, Bahamas. Cyndi Lauper. Tickets on sale now at atlantislive.com. And it's going to be a party, a big celebration. Don't miss Cyndi Lauper live.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and everybody watching from Nassau. Tonight, we welcome a star. So please join me in welcoming the barbecue rap star, star of the show!
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest tonight at Rubis, $6.65. Shell coming in at $6.85. Esso, now the highest tonight, over $7.07. Your local prices at the pump. Welcome back. Well, a troubling trend is emerging within the country's uniformed services, and officials say it's becoming increasingly difficult to ignore the lack of men who are qualified to serve the country on the front lines. Arlington Ritchie Jr. has the details in this report tonight.
Commissioner Don Clare says consultations with other uniformed branches have revealed a consistent trend since 2021, with a decline in the number of eligible men applying for service.
Only females now are probably are meeting the necessary requirements. We are going to be in trouble if we can't get qualified males to join these uniform branches.
The concern was on full display this week as BDOCs aimed to recruit 100 new officers, 70 men and 30 women. Instead, the final tally stood at 48 males and 38 females. Claire says many male applicants either failed to meet basic entry requirements or were eliminated during the background check process. He believes the issue extends beyond recruitment and reflects broader challenges facing communities and families across the country.
Ensure that your children get the proper education while they're in school. Only when they come out, they will send these pretty resumes with empty qualifications.
Despite the shortfall, Claire commended the growing number of women who chooses careers in law enforcement and corrections, describing the job as one that often requires sacrifice under difficult conditions.
There's nothing to say that women cannot do the job, but still, you need that male factor in the uniform branches. And right now, it is difficult.
The commissioner says he has proposed solutions to government aimed at attracting and retaining more young men in the profession.
National Youth Guard. And if we can get these persons to join the National Youth Guard at age 10, 11, instead of 16 in the schools, we can steer much more young men from going the opposite direction.
And while recruitment remains a challenge, Claire says the department will not lower its standards to fill positions.
Female in the squad, the first one of you messed up or do wrong, I can let you go. And you know why? Because we have an abundance of you. But it is the males who I will try to massage and wash your toes and wash your feet. They try to get you in line. But if you do fool, we still can let you go.
Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, a major move to secure financing for the country's first liquefied natural gas plant through a public-private partnership with Focal Holdings Limited. Our Devontae Hanna has the details in this report tonight.
Months of discussions coming now to the final moment where the country will now have its first LNG plant constructed here in New Providence. Now it was all sealed with a ceremonial signing here at Zapadilla Restaurant.
Focal's financing platform for its LNG to power project officially closed for a lump sum total of $379.2 million. That includes a $335 million Bahamian dollar syndicate loan led by CIBC with participation from RBC Royal Bank, Scotiabank, and Bank of the Bahamas. It also includes a US dollar component totaling $42.2 million from the US Export-Import Bank of the United States.
This transaction, which has been pegged at nearly $400 million, is a significant moment for the Bahamas. This, according to Sir Franklin Wilson, he's the chairman of Focal Holdings Limited. He says that this is the largest quantum of Bahamian dollar for any private transaction in the Bahamas.
Great thought into this transaction was to make sure Focal has the capacity to grow. And this structure in Bahamian dollars and that alignment with US dollars opens a door that is extremely wide.
Now, a major campaign promise for the Davis administration within the last general election was to ease the burden on the Bahamian pockets. Now, Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis says with this introduction of LNG to the Bahamas, that is exactly what is expected.
It takes a lot to get us to that point in the grid, but the terminal is a key part of that. Building that regasification LNG terminal out at Clifton and then having that provide the LNG into the generation, the conversion of those engines would allow us to then see LNG being as the fuel that goes into the grid to provide power. And that would be one of the leading fuels. It's cleaner, it's affordable, and it allows us to bring the cost down, but also expand the technology.
And it's not the first time the introduction of LNG to the Bahamas has been discussed, but today's signing marked a historic move towards that goal. No exact timeline on the construction phase has been revealed. Devontae Hanna, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, our Laurentia Smith taking a closer look at the soaring cost of gas and how it's impacting motorists and members of the transportation industry across the country tonight.
Bahamian motorists are continuing to feel the impact of the rising fuel costs as gasoline prices climb across the country amid heightened tensions in the Middle East. Industry officials say the ongoing conflict involving Iran and uncertainty in the global energy markets are contributing to the higher price points at the pump. All three of the major fuel retailers here at home are now charging more than $6.50 per gallon.
There's so many geopolitical forces out there that we just basically have to kind of grin and bear it until we could do better.
Strenuous, because I's a father who's be up and down 24/7, so it's strenuous on the pocket right now.
Rubus currently offers the lowest price at $6.65 per gallon, followed by Shell at $6.85 per gallon. Esso has the highest price, with motorists paying $7.07 per gallon. Vice President of the Bahamas Petroleum Dealers Association, Vasco Bastian, says local prices are largely driven by developments in the international oil market and explains how global crude costs eventually filter down to the customer. Bastian also noted that dealers themselves have little control over the global price movements.
Gallon order could be anywhere between $42,000 to $47,000 for one order. Then if you go to 6,000, it could be 35, probably 5,000 could be $30,000. And so when you have that high cost of inventory, it really puts a strain on your cash flow.
Now, taxi drivers and bus drivers say the reality of it is the high cost of the fuel is killing their bottom line.
It's not quite 200, but it's a far margin from what it used to be.
Families to feed as well, you know what I mean? Everyone don't own their bus. Some people just drivers. So at the end of the day, they have to make a quota for their boss and then try and make something for themselves.
When asked whether the Bahamas should explore sourcing fuel from countries outside of the United States to help reduce costs, Bastian says that decision ultimately rests with the government of the day. He added that there is a value in maintaining a relationship with established, reliable suppliers.
We venture out into these different second or third world countries who want to sell you something, but will they always be able to provide that good? It's economy country, so we can't rely on these other third parties or fourth parties to supply us with something that they might not have on a particular day when we order it.
Laurentia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, Bahamas Power and Light's troubled track record back in the spotlight in Parliament today as the East Grand Bahama MP Kwesi Thompson blasted government over yet another high-profile power failure. Thompson pointing to the weekend blackout that disrupted the Rake and Scrape Festival in Cat Island, arguing that the incident is just the latest example of a problem that has plagued both the Family Islands and New Providence for years. The opposition MP accusing the Davis administration of failing to fix an issue that continues to leave residents and businesses in the dark, despite now being in its second consecutive term.
I nor my wife, nor anyone on my behalf has had business dealings, no financial relationship with him.
Meanwhile, Bahamas Power and Light, we do apologize for that error. Bahamas Power and Light says that the power outage disrupted the Labor Day weekend and impacted the Rake and Scrape Festival in Cat Island and was caused by mechanical issues at its generation station, according to the utility company. Problems with the C1 generation unit's turbocharger and the C2 breaker triggered a generation shortfall. It forced BPL to implement an 8-hour rotational load shedding schedule across the island. The company says technical teams and replacement parts were dispatched from Nassau to assist with repairs, while crews worked to restore service to affected communities. PPL apologizing for that disruption, maintaining that every effort was made to return power as safely and quickly as possible. Utilities Minister JoBeth Colby Davis also addressing those power outages held over the weekend, including here in New Providence, while not speaking to specific challenges experienced in Cat Island during that Rake and Scrape Festival. The minister explained that some outages were planned for maintenance, but lasted longer than expected.
Sometimes we are requested to take some of our circuits offline so that they can get the work done. What you would see is because we had a spike in our heat wave in May, which we normally see happening late August, September. But this year we've seen the sort of spike we see in August, September happening in May. So it's put a lot of demand in areas where they're usually utilizing 2 circuits, and we had them on 1 circuit simply to complete some of the foundational work. When you have that happen, there may be faults on your grid that doesn't show itself, like maybe a little fault or a little situation on the grid that normally doesn't show itself, and you could still have a grid that's functional. But when you have so much load sometimes coming onto the grid, then that's when those faults show themselves. And what you've been seeing is some areas with a lot more load and demand in cases where we're doing a lot of the foundational work.
Well, she added that much of the outages experienced were also as a result of the high demand, while denying the possibility of load shedding taking place this summer.
We haven't been load shedding. Load shedding normally happens when we have a shortage of fuel and our demand is much higher, and so we have to take some time with some areas to be able to spread that. What you would see is more planned outages. So where we may have to take one of our 132 kV lines or one of our circuits offline, we may have to start advising ahead of time just so we could take that down, do the work, and then bring that back online.
Meantime, a landmark Supreme Court ruling could have far-reaching implications for insurance companies involved in civil litigation. Registrar Ronaldo Toot has ordered CG Atlantic General Insurance to pay some $10,000 in costs, despite the company not being a formal party to the case. The court found that the insurer effectively controlled key aspects of a legal defense in a motor vehicle negligence matter before later withdrawing after discovering coverage issues. The case stemming from a 2024 traffic collision on the Tawny-Darling Highway after a default judgment was entered against the defendants. Attorneys acting on instructions said to have come from the insurer applied to have the judgment set aside. That application was later abandoned when questions emerged over whether the insurance policy covered that accident. leaving the claimants with significant legal costs. In his ruling, the registrar said and held that while insurers are not automatically liable for legal costs, he says they can be ordered to pay when they exercise substantial control over litigation and their actions cause other parties to incur unnecessary expenses. Now, legal observers say the decision establishes an important precedent for future cases involving insurers who play an active role in court proceedings without being named as parties to the action. For more on this story, you can log on to our website, ewnews.com. Well, still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, a look at an excursion at RCI's Beach Club. We've got the first look, but first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
Step into any Super Value or Quality Supermarkets location for specials like Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs, 15 ounces, $1.69. Jacquard vegetable oil, 40 ounces, $4.49. Whole chicken wings, $1.69 per pound. Turkey wings, $2.99 per pound. Sunday Delight smooth or tangy drinks, 64 ounces, $2.99. You'll be singing a happy tune this June with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
At BOB, we take pride in our business banking.
My name is Olivia Paget. I'm the owner of the Stone Crab restaurant. I chose Bank of Bahamas as my financial partner because it's a local bank. They take care of all my financial transactions. The payroll goes through them. I describe my relationship with the Bank of Bahamas team as very friendly, really working with me as a business owner. And they are very helpful when it comes to giving advice on how to make these dreams reality.
Hi. Hello? Hey girl, I at Wendy's. I'm trying to go to Essence Fest. Wendy's and Coca-Cola want to take you and your bestie to New Orleans. July 3rd through 5th is Essence Fest, and you could be traveling VIP style.
Roxy?
Tenders?
Tenders.
All you gotta do is upgrade any premium lunch combo 1 through 12 or a salad to a large, like a spicy number 6, add cheese and bacon, or a Dave's Classic, or my personal favorite, tendies. This will now serve as your final boarding call for Flight 735, service into Essence Fest. Boarding now. Nola! We coming back?
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Well, from live Bahamian entertainment and local cuisine to crystal clear waters and world-class amenities, the Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is quickly carving out its place in the tourism market. It's delivering a daily experience many dreamed of. Arlington Ritchie Jr. has the details tonight.
Nearly a year after welcoming its first guest, Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is riding a wave of success, with the company officials hailing the destination as a major win for both Royal Caribbean International and the Bahamas. The celebration was on full display over the holiday weekend as hundreds of Bahamians were invited to experience the vibrant oceanfront retreat for themselves, soaking up the atmosphere at the world's largest swim-up bar, relaxing in luxurious cabanas, and enjoying a mix of live music, cultural showcases, and island entertainment. President of Royal Caribbean Group Bahamas, Philip Simon, says the milestone is the result of years of vision, collaboration, and unwavering support from the Bahamian people.
It's been a long time coming. As you can see, it's an excellent product. We like to say it's a beautiful partnership, not just with the government of the Bahamas, but also with the people of the Bahamas. And so in getting to this point, we would have had so much support.
One of the largest private tourism investments in the country, the project was designed to feel distinctly Bahamian. Simon says every detail from the food and music to the design and experiences was created with the intention of showcasing the best of the islands.
We accomplished in terms of the product delivery all that we set out to accomplish. And so as you look around, you see we've been very deliberate in terms of the infusion of Bahamian arts and crafts and culture into this product.
But the project's journey has not been without questions. As the development grew, some residents and environmental advocates raised concerns about its potential impact on the surrounding marine environment. Simon says those concerns were taken seriously, with the company working closely with government regulators and environmental experts to ensure all requirements were met or exceeded.
We have taken every care, literally every care, not just in terms of the tree relocation, the removal of invasives, to dot every I and to dot every environmental T, so that we maintain not just the standards locally, but also with the company, which is even more extensive than what you might see within our own regulations.
And with the summer tourism season now heating up, so too is demand for the destination. Simon says bookings are trending upward and visitors can look forward to even more entertainment, experiences, and special events as the beach club continues to evolve.
More and more and more. And so we're going to be open as often as possible every single day. We'll continue to program this site with events and activities that showcase not just Royal Caribbean, but the Bahamas in general.
As thousands of cruise passengers continue to stream through its gates each week, Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is quickly becoming more than just a shore excursion. It's emerging as a showcase of Bahamian culture, hospitality, and tourism innovation. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Let's come tonight, Atlantis celebrating World Ocean Day. We're there for all the excitement right after this break.
At the Water and Sewage Corporation, safety and convenience are our top priorities. However, our meter readers face challenges that can make their job difficult. Locked gates to guard dogs sometimes leads to missed readings and estimated bills, which can be frustrating for you and us. That's why we're upgrading to digital meters. They bring safety, accuracy, and convenience to homes across the Bahamas. We can streamline data collection, reduce on-site visits, and provide more accurate bills with no more estimates. Digital meters also help detect leaks early, saving you from costly bills and reducing water waste. Soon, a user-friendly app will let you track your water usage, manage bills, and stay informed, all at your fingertips. Over the next year, we're rolling out digital meters nationwide, transforming how we serve you with a safer and cost-efficient water supply. To learn about our digital meters, visit our website or call us today. And don't forget to update your information at any of our locations.
Step inside a world of adventure with Mandalorian and Grogu at Burger King. See The Mandalorian and Grogu, only in cinemas.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to catch J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with JSJ too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that? Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for the online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never have to stand in line again. Amen to that. Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind.
Andres here, I come in my 2027. Oh, God is so good. Island Lock, I thank you, I tell you. I'm gonna pray over this and I'm gonna drive this all around town and show off and show them what Island Lock does for customers like me. I caught the keys with Island Lock and thank you, Jesus. I caught the keys.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Today is recognized globally as World Ocean Day. Here at home, the Atlantis Resort is leading a charge of their own to promote water safety and preservation of a marine environment. It's a celebration for ocean lovers, but they're also hoping it becomes an eye-opener for all. Our Jose Etienne has the details tonight.
It's World Ocean Day, a day set aside to raise global awareness about the crucial role the oceans play in our daily lives and to inspire collective action and to protect marine environments. It highlights pressing issues like plastic pollution, overfishing, and climate change. For the Atlantis Resort, it's more than just a day. It's an everyday assignment.
Pretty much too how we show our passion for the ocean. A portion of every proceed that guests pay to be a part of our interactive programs goes towards our Blue Project Foundation, which is our nonprofit that pretty much allows us to be protectors of our marine ecosystems across the whole Bahamas.
That's Miguel Parker, a marine mammal specialist at Dolphin Key at the resort. He's emphasizing how important it is to be good stewards of the marine. And he says executives and team members alike don't just talk about it, they back it up with real investment.
I mean, one thing we did in recent times is we do mangrove outplanting. So we actually grow mangroves here on property and supply them to different NGOs. The most recent one we did that everyone would know about in some case was after Hurricane Dorian. We outsourced some mangroves over to Freeport just to help. But, the hurricane is breaking down when they come on shore. Just something to mitigate bigger storms in the future.
You may not be at the resort right now, but may be intrigued as to what Ocean Day looks like over Paradise Island. Well, here's some insight.
It's very, very blue. Everything is ocean themed. The whole team just pretty much focuses on protecting our oceans to our guests and the public around us, even our local communities as well.
Parker also highlighted the marine species that form the foundation of ocean life and lie at the heart of marine preservation, the dolphins.
The animals, we make sure they get their love and attention as they do every day. Ain't that right, my guy? This year's Cosmo.
When we talk about and emphasize preservation, obviously they benefit from that. Not just talk about it, but really put our money where our mouths are. These dolphins benefit from that.
Protecting the animals, being good, stewards of our waters around us. And respecting the animals, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Ain't that right, Cosmo? Yeah, we don't like no garbage in the waters. No, we don't.
Now, World Ocean Day is also being observed as the region braces for the hurricane season, although experts say countries could expect a below-average season. Although that could be considered good news for the resort as they wrestle with protecting their marine life during that critical period, their work towards addressing climate threats continues.
It's very important, especially being an island nation of 700 islands and keys, and having the low water line that we do have, or the high water line, I should say. Protecting our waters around us, but actually helps mitigate some of the intensity the storms bring. It pretty much is a part of our safety moving forward, looking forward, especially with global warming being a real and current issue.
Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
Well, as we end news tonight, it's graduation season, and while we can't attend every ceremony, we've invited parents and guardians to send their photos and videos celebrating your child's success. Tonight, we celebrate Anaya Moss from the Xavier Primary School, whose family pulled out all of the stops, including a Junkanoo rush out at today's event. A special congratulations to Anaya and all of the other graduates today. Be sure to send us your pictures and videos to be featured this graduation season. That ends news at this hour, but coming up and beyond the headlines with Shanique Miller, a look at all of today's top stories. That's coming up and beyond the headlines. It starts right after this. That does it for us here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night and be safe, everyone.
In his first official visit to an educational institution since assuming the portfolio, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Science and Technology, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, met with University of the Bahamas leaders to discuss the institution's strategic future and strengthen government collaboration.
I believe collectively, with the support of me as Minister, the support of the government, support of yourselves, I believe we can truly achieve the vision that you've set and the contributions that you have put in. Hopefully we can see them all come to fruition in a manner that you desire.
UB President Dr. Robert Blaine welcomed the meeting with ministry officials and praised the Board of Trustees for their work.
Having an alumnus as the minister is one of the best things that we could possibly ask for, and we're grateful. grateful for that. I want to join the chair in saying that I have an incredible team. These are the people that do the real work. They do the heavy lifting here, and they make opportunities for our students that are just beyond imagination.
Chairperson of the board, Allison Maynard Gibson, expressed her gratitude to DPM Cooper for the timely visit and outlined the university's key priorities.
The board's number one priority is international and national accreditation. We already happily have become a candidate for SAC-COC accreditation. We expect by the end of this year to finish our compliance requirements.
John Lee McIntosh for Air Talk.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.